What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone is feeling well. Come on, I hope all you guys are doing well. And had a good September, and we had a lot of good songs. It wasn't as good as previous months for me, so my top 5 is a little bit more simple. And also, just keep in mind that I know I still have to check out Alpha Wolf and Fit for a King and a couple other things. I think Deftones as well released their album, so you know what, I'm behind and I'm going to be doing that in October. So these are the top 5 reactions that I checked out in September. And another thing to keep in mind is that I also did Within the Ruins and Royal Blood recently, but those songs, I did them in October. So I'm going to be doing only September songs that I reacted to, and these are my favorite top 5. And again, these are just personal preference, doesn't mean that they're the best, okay? Anyway, that's enough chit chat. Let's get on to number 5. So let's fucking do it. Drum roll. Number 5 goes to bam, the Ocean Pleistocene, however the hell you pronounce it. Anyway, these guys, I know a lot of my audience doesn't actually watch them too much because I know a lot of my audience is like the metalcore, deathcore. These guys are prog. However, if you like prog or you've been getting into some prog recently, then you need to check out The Ocean, because the singles that I've been checking out have been monstrous. Very beautiful cinematic music. Here, let me just give you a little example. Boom. Okay, so that's when they incorporated some black metal. So the song does not start off like that if you haven't checked it out. It's very unique. This is another band that released their entire album in September. So I need to check out the entire album because like the stuff that I've heard is absolutely phenomenal. So if you're into just grand, epic songs that, you know, one of their songs is 13 minutes long. So if you want to like tackle it and you're up for the challenge, then check it out, man. Number 4 goes to Boundaries Carved. Ooh, shit. This song was just relentless, hardcore energy, man. I was thoroughly impressed by a new upcoming band to have so much intensity that in breakdowns that really caught me off guard. Like, here's a little example. Okay, so yeah, these guys aren't really like breaking any new ground. It's very similar to the early 2000s metalcore, hardcore days. They're very reminiscent to those kind of bands. 6-string chugs and some panic chords and breakdowns, but you know what? It just had solid energy, and it was pretty unpredictable. They did a cool like post-hardcore middle section, and the breakdowns at the end were really fucking sick. So if you just want like a good hardcore song, then check out Boundaries Carved. Anyway, let's go into number 3. Number 3 goes to Defamed Doves. Oh, shit. This band, man, I was blown away because this is a band that I've been seeing a lot in the comments. Their former band name was Drown in Sulfur, so I've been getting comments nonstop. I even got hit up by the label to check out Drown in Sulfur, and I just haven't gone around to it. That being said, I was totally impressed by the technicality of this band. Like, here's a little example. What the shit? So these guys are super shreddy, very technical, and very heavy. I did not expect that going into it because it's another deathcore band, and deathcore can be very samey for me, but nope, these guys have a unique twist to it by being very technical, genty, bouncy, and heavy. So if that interests you, then check out Defamed Doves. Said that kind of weird. Defamed. There we go. Anyway, let's go into number 2. Number 2 goes to Deftones. Rosemary. So I actually did Genesis as well, but you know what? Rosemary destroys that song out of the water for me. You know what? Genesis was a little bit repetitive for me. Rosemary, complete opposite. It's a little bit proggy, and I know Deftones is not a prog band. I didn't say that in my video, by the way. I just meant that this song seems like it's proggy because it's almost 7 minutes long, does not follow a typical structure, but it's just so beautiful and dense in atmosphere, and Chino's vocals some of the best vocals I've ever heard from Chino is in this song. Like, could be my favorite Deftones song I've ever heard, and that's why it's number 2 for this month, because like his vocals are amazing and the guitar riffs were great too. You know, it's got some good cleans, but like around the 5-minute mark, holy shit, it got really heavy with that 8-string guitar riff. Like, that was badass. Like, song was so good. You know, if you're not a Deftones fan, you might not like it, but I encourage you to check it out. Anyway, before we go on to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Alright, first honorable mention is boom! Bring Me the Horizon, Obey. This is a cool song. It's not my favorite song. You know, it's not like a song that I listen to quite a lot, because the new Bring Me the Horizon, although it's fun, it still is a little bit cheesy. And but that's coming from someone who's a huge Bring Me the Horizon fan. Like, I love their stuff. The new singles is definitely appealing to the much larger audience, and because of it, I don't know if I vibe with it as much as the old stuff. Well, definitely not, but I still enjoy it, but it's not my favorite song, so that's why it's an honorable mention. Woo! But hey, you know what? At least they're bringing the heavy and bringing it into the mainstream, so that's pretty sick. The second honorable mention goes to Tala LED. This band, oh shit, these guys are sick, okay? They're very new metal. They're very intense new metal. And I think that's why they're just an honorable mention for me, because I was never crazy about new metal growing up. Like, I liked Linkin Park, but I really couldn't get into Korn, Slipknot, and stuff. And I know that surprises a lot of people, but new metal was a genre that doesn't really speak to me. But damn, Tala is making me appreciate it, because this band has such good flow, great drumming, and the vocalist, Justin, is an absolute beast behind the mic. Like, his vocal variety is insane, and he's really passionate behind the vocals. Like, probably one of the most passionate vocalists that I've heard this month. Like, he really goes at it. It's insane. And this breakdown, massive breakdown. Okay, now before we get on to number 1, I do have to say the worst song of the month. So, worst song of the month. Okay, so it is the worst song of the month, but to me, this song that I'm about to say doesn't mean it's really the worst. It's not a bad song per se, it's just a song that's kind of like, I enjoyed the least. You know, I enjoyed it the least out of all the other songs I heard, and without further ado, it goes to Anioski, STFU, Shut the Fuck Up. This song, just really, it's so skippable for me. It's very overproduced, very generic, and cheesy. Like, it's all those combined. Like, you know, it's a good song for what it is, but it's just a metalcore song and done pop, but like, very, very glossy and overproduced for me. Like, a lot of effects added to it to make it sound crisp and clear, but it just loses its edge because of it. And they censor the word fuck in text, and it just didn't vibe with me because of it. Shut the fuck up! Anyway, so that's why it's my least favorite song of the month, but you know what? Time to get positive again, so let's go into number 1. And number 1 goes to Nothing More, Jenny. Oh man, my number 1 is actually not a metal band. It is a rock band that just totally floored me. So going into it, you know, I have heard one song from these guys, so I knew it was a rock band, but I didn't expect this song to be so unpredictable in structure, so creative, and the video almost having 26 million views. Because, you know, when a song is so popular, I tend to write it off, because I feel like the bigger the band is, the more generic it can be and less experimental. But nope, Nothing More is super creative, and I absolutely love them for that. Like, here's a short little example. Maybe you're successful. Okay.
Ooh, that's nice.
Okay, Okay, so yeah, that was a short example of Jenny, but I also really enjoyed that song so much that I had to do another Nothing More song on the channel, and that was for This Is the Time. But I still like Jenny more. I thought it was just emotional, intense, creative, unpredictable structure, great guitar work, great vocals. Like, it is just a solid song with a great video, and that band has gotten me into rock, like rock again. And I've been listening to a lot of Nothing More, like recently on Spotify, listening to their discography. I'm really enjoying these guys. So I'm finding a new favorite band because of Patreon as well. So thank you to my MVBs who requested Nothing More, because now I found a new favorite band. Anyway, those are my top 5 of September. I think October is going to be a lot busier for me. Lots of albums that I got to check out and lots of bands releasing material. So I cannot wait for October. But again, those are my September top 5. I'm curious to know what you guys have for your top 5. So comment down below, spice up my life. I want to know your top 5 songs of September. Maybe I missed a couple, so it'd be great if you actually wrote down some songs that I didn't know, and maybe I'll check them out in October. So comment that down below. But on that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.